We back.
Welcome back to another new episode of Enjoy the Buzz.
Welcome back.
Survived another week.
Yeah, we did. Excuse of a lot of our, absences. We're working on a lot of internal things, but we're gonna come back strong.
We are trying our best to make sure we have the best product for you guys, and unfortunately with that, we kind of make some mistakes, some technical gaffes. I know the last episode that we had wasn't the cleanest, but we're trying to make sure we're going to have new equipment, new stuff, and we're trying to make the best product.
Yeah, new equipment, but you know what? Just to show you how dedicated we are, this is the fucking coolest opening sketch we're doing, and now that's what I call YouTube fucking commercial. We got picked up for that, man. The sponsorships do not stop coming.
It just keeps on rolling, So go ahead and check it out.
From the company that put songs you heard on the radio 1,000+ times on a CD, introducing the newest series, now that's what I call YouTube.
400 babies! Give chocolate to your babies and they'll be good at sports! Make your babies run abnormally fast! They'll run as fast as Kenyans! People will watch them running and think they're Kenyans!
This new collection includes all your favorite YouTube hits from yesteryear.
Enrolling in Evers, up my pimp game 2,000%, nigga. There's some cool bitches at this motherfucker, and check this out. They all got low self-esteem. You got cool-ass black bras, busted down snow bunnies, white stringy hair, dog-smelling bitches and shit.
Normal chicks on the road, we go up, we give our little rap.
Okay. Great.
There you go.
All right. Bye.
All right. Dude, we could have banged her! Dude, when you were like, do you have an accent? I almost lost it!
From your favorite personalities to videos that will leave you speechless.
More than that, the horrifying moment when somebody says a word and then you realize you've been mispronouncing it. Would you like an ice cream? Yeah, sure. What flavor? I have pistachio.
I asked Asa to bring one special item of significance.
Yes.
Why the teddy bear?
I'm not really like a sentimental person. I've had my teddy bear since I was born.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Promise?
I promise. He's old.
It's a she.
She's old. It's nice.
No!
Reminisce with the original kings of YouTube, when reaching 1 million views was rare and actually meant something.
We have a camera. I have cute kids. I have emo hair.
I've got big tits.
Perfect.
All right. It's me.
Is that Justine? Should we let her in?
Remember when hype houses were entertaining and not just rich assholes jerking themselves off? Also including musical hits that weren't just covers of popular music played on ukulele.
Severus Snape.
Hermione.
Severus Snape.
Dumbledore.
Harry Potter. Severus.
Chocolate rain. A baby born will die before the sin. Chocolate rain.
As a bonus, we also included your favorite animations from the Flash era.
Pikachu! Ow, fuck! Oh, God! Pikachu! Fuck! Ow! A Venusaur! Bam! What? Oh, God! My fucking knee! That's my knee! Damn it! Shit! Oh, man!
You have ass cancer.
But wait, if you order now, we'll include an ultra rare video hidden in the YouTube vault. Call now. We accept Dogecoin, Tendies, feet pics, and all generally accepted debit and credit cards.
Me llamo es el verga de puro. Yo tengo más grande verga de todos.
I'm just gonna hang on to him until the interview's over, okay?
It's a her.
Whatever.
And we back.
Welcome back.
How you guys doing? Another good week, right?
Hope y'all doing amazing this episode and
Yeah.
watching us and whatnot. We're kind of changing the format a little bit. We're going to do a little rundown and hopefully you enjoy it. So to begin with, we're going to go over some Avengers stuff, some Avengers news. Falcon and the Winter Soldier just recently dropped, so we're going to do a small little review, and I kind of have a gripe with it that I want to compare to Punisher, but we'll get into that later. Also, Noobmaster69, officially canon.
Officially canon. There's a face to Noobmaster69.
So Thor's rap has a person now.
It really does. I'm looking forward to that. Also, we got new Justice League news. You know, we're not Avengers exclusive here. Zack Snyder, did it fulfill the hype? Did it? Is it better than Joss Whedon's? How do you feel about that? And all the future of the Justice League.
And in some music news, when we talk about Vic Mensa doing some kind of guerrilla tactics and trying to market his mixtapes and new music, but who's really trying to figure out his stuff?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later on. Big news though, Freddie Gibbs getting announced for his leading role in an upcoming film that's coming out pretty soon.
I love to see hip hop making movies, bro. Like, it's a big thing to me. But there's also a lot more movie news. Ghost of Tsushima has been announced to be getting its own movie. So we're gonna talk about upcoming video game movies, how they kind of like panned out in the past, and should we look forward to more in the future. All that and more, but per usual,
let's enjoy our buzz.
Let's enjoy our buzz.
With our lovely drinks.
Yes, sir. I believe I brought my lighter in.
I do not have the lighter, so I'm going to do a very bad mistake and use my phone case. And it works. Alright, so do you want to start off on your kind of how you saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Okay, first of all, things are a little weird for me in Winter Soldier.
Ooh, that's tasty.
I don't want to talk shit about it because we're also just barely coming back from WandaVision. WandaVision has been doing so many more crazy things to the universe.
Very true.
Coming back from Falcon and Winter Soldier, it seems very a lot more grounded to the older times of Marvel Universe days. Which is something that should not be absent because we do have to switch it up every time we get a new piece of Marvel. But it is the first episode. First episode of Wanda had me a little off too. But you know what? It was great. And this is gonna be a 6-episode epic, so there's so much they can do and have to do with the remaining 5 episodes. Some things throw me off. Like, he's suddenly so cool with the kid's dad that he killed.
That was really weird. Okay, so
it felt forced. I could see how they could write that in.
So small spoiler word because that's for first episode. We're gonna put that there. Spoiler. If you listen from this point on.
I think coming in at this point on, we're gonna be talking about spoilers every episode.
Yeah, so kind of to be expected. There's a spoiler warning for the rest of our episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, but it was so weird that he's like, oh yeah, I killed your son in an indeterminate amount of time beforehand. Now let me go get sushi with you, and you're also gonna be my wingman. You gotta get me some.
I like that he's in therapy and shit though.
Yeah, it was interesting because
a lot of it feels forced though. It wasn't like the Steve Rogers group therapy scene. Like that felt like, oh yeah, I could see why we're starting like this.
Yeah.
With Bucky, it just feels like I don't know. A lot of it doesn't feel natural. Sam,
really doesn't.
Everything kind of going on with him. I like what's going on with him.
I liked it, but it was kind of confusing too, because all right, okay, I liked how he's showing his family. I like how that was the reason. Like, I really enjoyed Hawkeye after Age of Ultron because we got to see his family. He made him more human and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they both felt a little more organic.
A little more
Bucky's
organic.
Situation feels really just off-putting.
It does,
but deserves to be there.
Even then, I felt like Sam's like to be able to dedicate that much time is also being this superhero who's supposed to be an Avenger. It's like, I feel like, all right, cool, I get that he gets to have his own life, but why can't Hawkeye be able to to go back and, on the weekends, go back to his family? It seems like he can only do that.
Yeah, the thing with
every
Hawkeye, he, even as far as comic books go, he's the extreme either or. He doesn't know how to really balance his life, which I totally understand because I'm very much like I'm either hot or cold. It's kind of hard to play in the middle, but just also narratively it makes sense because that's how it is in the comics.
Yeah.
He has no real in the middle.
But it's still, I don't know. There's something about Falcon and the Winter Soldier that kind of feels really generic and really safe in its approach.
It feels very safe. Yeah.
And, like you said, we're on the first episode, but the first episode of WandaVision, I know it's supposed to come out, it was chronologically at least the intended schedule. It was supposed to be at the end, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier was supposed to be towards the beginning, middle kind of thing.
Right.
So I get the precaution and wanting to stay safe, But there's nothing really going on in the show that's like, oh, this is new and interesting too. It's like, okay, yeah, Sam is supposed to be Captain America.
Don Cheadle showed up, and I was like, what he did really did not have much weight.
Yeah, it didn't do really anything. And like I said, like Winter Soldier, it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, you know, I like the fact that we had this dichotomy where Wanda is someone who has a bunch of grief, but doesn't go to professional help to seek it, and she's trying to find it herself.
But they're nailing it really well.
Yeah, and you know, it's really interesting, like how someone can develop their grief on their own, and how
bonding up on your own, and having the powers to be able to
to make that a reality. And then there's the person who like seeks help, is asking for help, and does have a shit ton of grief and whatnot. But like, how does he process it? Really interesting to see that difference in there.
Yeah.
But again, like I feel like there's nothing really new or interesting about the story so far.
Episode 2 comes out tomorrow, so we hope to have a lot more positive discussions
and
about
the
it.
thing is like, okay,
I want it to win.
I want it to win, and I know it can win because like the reason why I want to bring up Punisher, because I'm recently watching Punisher for the first time, and I don't know if you've seen that show before.
Not Punisher yet, but definitely Daredevil.
Punisher is the best show, in my opinion, that came out of that original Netflix series. Right. Like that set of, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil, and the Punisher. Punisher's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Defenders too. Like, the Punisher is so fucking well done. And it's like, okay, it's showing so many different layers, so many different levels. Okay, yeah, it's an R rating, so they get to go with a lot more intense stuff.
Yeah, right.
But the Punisher, same thing. We're like, okay, there's a man who's coming from a military history. Yeah, his approach is way different than either Falcon and Winter Soldier.
But they do it well. Just from what I've seen in Daredevil, like he has the whole court system, and then they go like, all right, just plead insanity, and he's like, no, I'm not going to. Like, I meant what I meant, bro.
And that's the thing. Like, the character feels so fleshed out, and even in like the short, in very few episodes, you're able to immediately attach to characters, you understand the motivations, you understand why they're going for, and like their driving factor and stuff like that. Again, first episode, Punisher didn't even do that. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm really afraid that like they're not really ever gonna hit any depth. It's gonna be like,
I'm afraid of that too, because like Sam, they do want him to be the successor of Cap, so they're gonna be safe with fucking Sam. And then with Bucky, like he's done so much like wrong shit in the past where they don't really want him to do any more sketchy shit. Like they're kind of like with the cards that they decided to play. It sounds really difficult that this is gonna be something like.
I mean, we have an enhanced human that was shown in that fight, but towards the end with the bank robbery and everything, when they figure out how the app works and stuff. Also, I do want to mention one thing. I fucking hate that Lieutenant Selfie that he's doing all the time. Like this, like I don't know what about it, but just like
the pacing of him is off too.
It's so off. Yeah. It's just like, why is he so like he's doing shit on live, even though everything's like a secret mission, but he's like posting selfies everywhere all the time.
He's always on FaceTime. Yeah.
It's like, I get it, he's a pretty boy, but at the same time, it's like, yo, you're really shoehorning this fucking character, man.
And it feels like oddly placed. It doesn't feel like, we got Darcy, felt like he was perfect. I think Jim also perfect. Like, it felt like they're quirky, but they fit.
They fit. It made sense that these characters would interact and how they interact with each other. But fucking Lieutenant Selfie is like, dude, I don't. How
he's
did
very
you get
off-putting.
here?
He's off-putting, And like, it's funny because like a lot of people felt the same way going into Justice League. A lot of people felt that way about Joss Whedon's Justice League because like they're like, why is like Batman making like off-sided jokes? Like it's so campy. It just doesn't fit the thing. There's a total forced like script shit going on. That's why people are going really crazy about the Zack Snyder cut. I don't think it's like earth changing or shattering or anything, but like it is a lot more DC grounded. You can tell there's a difference between the two, but it still doesn't feel like they found their recipe yet. It still feels like it's a little like
it's like
it's broody for DC's sake, not because it really fits the story.
There's something about just like the look of a lot of the movies that are coming out for DC, like a lot of the Justice League affiliated movies, they just have this certain look to it that's like it kind of is trying to be like very comic booky and very unrealistic, but trying to be like this really dark, gritty, realistic.
Yeah, and there's like this apocalyptic dust and shit going on in the back, and you could tell everything is fake, bro. You could really tell it's grimy, bro.
And then for
like
some reason, outside always looks like Mad Max for some reason.
And Mad Max made it look nice and crisp and clean and not like CGI. Bro. Yeah, like any Guardians movie, bro. That looks realistic to me compared to like the new Zack Snyder cut, and that's the superior graphic design cut, bro. Like, okay, when they're standing still, I don't think if you guys notice this, all right? Watch a couple trailers, all right? Like when they're standing still, the background's not moving organically. With
it really is.
It still looks fucking off. It looks off.
And there's so much over CGI too. Like there's certain things like okay, you can just make the costume, man. Just make the costume. I get it's gonna cost more money initially, but like just make the costume or make this like actual.
Okay, but that's not a great argument because like a lot of the costumes that get finished for like all the Avengers movie, the Marvel movies, it's oftentimes they're not done till the movie is done and they're done filming. All right, so like when you see Brie Larson as like Captain Marvel. The costume wasn't finished yet. That's all CGI, bro. And you look at these... Yes.
Okay, so we already have the technology. We have the practice.
Yes.
Your biggest competition is doing it right. It's like, I don't fucking know.
And they're doing it, like, nonchalantly, bro. Like, they're not even trying to get it right.
It really looks like I don't know, we can't get it right, so just fucking add motion blur. Hopefully that would help. They would see how bad it really looks.
Add some fucking glares and shit, bro.
But, okay, I want to talk to... I have not watched the movie, okay?
Okay.
It's 4 hours plus long. And I feel that people are saying the Zack Snyder version is superior and everything. From the very little watch of the Joss Whedon version, that isn't very high of a bar.
I saw it twice and I still don't remember it. I only saw it a second time is because, like, I was like... So much went over my head. Like, I'm not sure what I'm watching. Like, dead ass. I'm not even trying to be, like... down on DC because I love DC, but just cinematically, it's just.
Yeah, but then it's like, so I have that in my head, and it's like, it's a super low bar to be better than. And people are like, alright, Zack Snyder, so good, so good, so good. For me, it's like, I can't. Schindler's List was a long fucking movie. And it was a masterpiece, alright? That's fucking like one of the, like, you're supposed to see that film before you die.
Yeah.
Love Lord of the Rings. I can watch that shit in one sitting. That's over 3 hours. But that's fucking pushing it, and that's like one of the best trilogies to be made of all time. So to say, alright, you're going to be watching a good to probably almost great movie for over 4 hours for characters that have no real setup prior to it, it's like, I can't invest that time.
Dude, they're so scattered. Cyborg, he's pretty much like used to this now. The Zack Snyder cut, all these cliffhangers that they introduced with their newest fucking hit, they're not using any of it. The Snyderverse is done. Like, this whole thing was pointless. You're gonna get your original Joss Whedon storyline back.
Yeah.
Like now Cyborg is gone, Batman is gone. Like, the original mechanics behind everything is gone. They're literally like. When like homie Ray Fisher, I think his name, Cyborg, I don't know, Ray something. Like once they decided to like cancel like all his stuff, like they just like randomly last minute started throwing in ideas before like I don't think any of them's like fully conceptualized.
Yeah, so it's like,
they're scattering.
We get
since the beginning
a good movie, but it's not gonna pan off to anything too, like you said, because it seems like DC wants to move on from there.
Bro, Sony makes better superhero movies than DC.
And
Sony.
And you're gonna be like a turd flying in the wind.
Not including Sam Raimi, because Sam Raimi knows how to fucking make a fucking movie. Alright? But like, oh my god, bro. Like, yeah.
At least Fantastic Four always got released in its original version every single time.
And its original version cinematically was shit.
But at least they're like, fuck it, we're gonna commit to it, even if it's
they
bad.
commit to it, yeah.
But also, one thing I noticed, because I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, why is it that the Justice League is always fighting each other? There's never a situation where like the Justice League is like, oh yeah, we're actually working together as a unit.
Marvel always does that a lot too, bro.
Yeah, but
Civil War, House of M, they're always fighting each other.
Oh, but it was fun.
But
it was fun, yeah.
Okay, we see Age of Ultron, they're together. We see the original Avengers together. Endgame, we see that together. Infinity War, to an extent, they're together. But like, everything in Justice League that's a movie, it's literally
It's
it's just them
like
fighting, bro.
This is what DC does. Like they like bite the newest fucking like Marvel idea, release it a year or two later after Marvel does it fucking amazing, and then when they release it, it's like, oh, we kind of like copied the hype, and but we like you could tell like you only watched it because they copied the hype. Like Flashpoint, they're gonna start releasing multiverses too. I know damn well that's not gonna be well scripted. There's no way in one movie. What the fuck? No, hell no. We have to have this whole show just to set it up, and we still haven't got it yet in Marvel. You know? Yeah, DC's doing too much. Like, you gotta let some shit breathe, blossom, you know, sprout,
let your teams
nurture,
enjoy each other, man.
The way. You know, people nurture their friends. The same way you gotta nurture your fucking projects and not rush that shit out like that, you know?
But yeah, no, I just feel like Justice League, they fight each other just a little too much more.
Way
man.
too bad. It doesn't make any sense.
Their Justice games, the fucking Young Justice. It starts off with like, oh yeah, we used to help the main heroes, but now we're doing our own thing. But also one of our friends just died recently, so we're really sad about that too. And it's like, dude, why can't Justice League just like for like a moment in time be like, yo, we're like a unit, we fight and we good and we together. But now it's like Batman's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Superman kind of fucked up in some situation.
And they all make each other's enemies. In Marvel, at least it's only Tony that makes the enemies, okay?
And he
like,
bends him up again.
And yeah, but like in DC, they all make their own enemies.
They really do, man. Oh, it's so frustrating. But hopefully the next movies from DC are, you know,
hopefully
gonna be well put together.
I'm hopeful for Suicide Squad 2 only because King Shark.
King Shark, it's a big fucking shark. He's a guy who's the shark. He goes, I got we're both giving it to that. But you know, like King Shark takes a bite out of crime. Vic Mensa. In other news,
Back to other underwhelming topics.
Yeah, other underwhelming topics. You know, I'm trying to make a great transition on this. I couldn't. I really couldn't. I tried. But you know, Vic Mensa don't really got a lot to talk about, and he did something that's kind of funny.
He decided to hide his exclusive content around Chicago.
So Vic Mensa decides that he has a new EP that's dropping, and decides, you know, fuck it, we're gonna put it on exclusive mixtapes and hide it throughout Chicago, and fans are supposed to find it. So there's three things wrong in this situation.
Who's looking for those albums?
That's one of the three. Another one being, it's the city of Chicago, and you know, it's called Chirac for a reason. And...
Yo, how did your son die, madam? Oh, you're looking for a mixtape from some rapper who, like, no one gives a shit about.
I went to the wrong neighborhood. Didn't rep the right colors.
He had this like recent video that was kind of cool. We could tell like it's always doing too much. Vic is always doing too much. He's doing way more than his like allotted fucking tickets are allowing him to do, bro.
He
Like,
really has been, man. And the thing is, too, like, it's a shame because he has had some good music.
Right. He did, like.
But it's like, come on, man. Why is your grand scheme like, oh, you know, I haven't been dropping as heavy hitters before. You know what my fans need?
More woke shit.
More woke shit. And a treasure hunt. Because that's some next level shit, and you gotta channel your inner child.
Whoa! Hold up. Maybe he's doing some like real extra woke shit that we just did not think about. You know, the reason why he's sending his like fans in Chicago to look for his albums is because like when they do inevitably get shot, he'll be like, "See, I told you they can't even find my super secret exclusive fucking songs about Chicago deaths without dying in the process."
Because Vic Mensa's music is worth dying for. That is the campaign. We have broken the Vinci Code on this situation. We cracked code. It. Vic Mensa.
We figured you out.
We got as much viewers as you got listeners, and we coming for it. At the Self-Burn, I'll fucking take it. I'll take it every single day of the week. Because here's the situation. We ruined your surprise there, Vic Mensa.
We ruined your surprise.
You don't have a marketing campaign anymore. You don't have that Twitter tweet you can make afterwards say, you know, I got 3 people Chirac dead for me.
Yo, man, he'll be hyped about it, bro.
Uh-huh.
He'll retweet that shit. He'll put it on Instagram Live. He'll put it on Snapchat. He'll put it on TikTok. He'll put it on fucking your mama's fucking back with the sticker slap, like, hello, lady. And then on the back, free advertisement. Yo, 3 people fucking died because they're looking for my music in Chicago. Like, wake up. That's gonna be the hashtag.
It's gonna be like it's Jake Paul, like one of the Paul brothers. He's gonna now. Vic Mensa's gonna take that mantle of being more excited about dead bodies, man. That's the way it's gonna work. He's gonna take that.
Shots.
He's gonna take that away from the Paul brothers. Yeah, we figured it out. We made Vic Mensa actually kind of entertaining for a moment, and that's impressive. So,
We've seen him actually. We have a lot. We actually have like.
We have seen him.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of information he should not have discussed in public.
And that will not be discussed on this podcast.
It will not.
Just in case, records and, covering our ass in case of just.
I mean, like, nothing's gonna fucking happen, but like, it is what it is, alright? No more hot water. But like, okay, more positive, like,
more
hip-hop
positive
news.
and some real fucking positive news.
Freddie Gibbs, alright?
Gangsta Gibbs.
Before we get into, like, Gangsta Gibbs, alright? Like, bro has, like, okay, obviously, he's grown up through the plight. He has he had to struggle a lot. Like, make the accolade and the name that he's done for himself is humongous. And then he had that whole, like, fake rape situation that happened, Like, glad they cleared his name. Glad we brought him back home and stuff like that, Boy has been through a lot.
Yeah, he was trapped.
And he's one of the few in the cancel culture to actually clear his fucking name and come back a fucking hero,
And, like, he's such a badass. When he went to Russia, like, his Russian, like, entourage gave him an AK-47 because he's like, you're Gangsta Gibbs, you need a chopper.
I did not
he was
know
like,
that.
all right, that's fucking sick.
I bet, like, yeah, it makes sense. I wouldn't have expected it any other way.
So, like, yeah, it's super dope. Gangsta Gibbs is, like, he's all the researchers, has always been making great fucking music, has been working with a whole bunch of dope fucking people, and like you said, he was able to survive cancel culture, and now he's able to star in his first feature film. His
Freddie Gibbs secured a bag.
Now,
applause for Freddie Gibbs.
Okay, yeah. So the movie just got announced. We got the announcement for the casting. It's called Down with the King, and it's actually a pretty dope synopsis of like what the movie's supposed to be. The movie's gonna follow Freddie Gibbs as the leading star, and the premise is
my boy's leading.
He's the leading fucking star for a reason. It would make a lot of sense. So the whole premise of the movie is that it's gonna follow this rap star who falls in love with the countryside, and it's his kind of like enjoyment of it, being away from the fame and away from the stardom, and like kind of enjoying that kind of refuge away from all the craziness.
That's cool.
Of being this like big ass fucking star, and it's Gangsta Gibbs, who is a big ass fucking hip hop star nowadays, and it's like it's such an interesting fucking casting.
He's been though back since like Pinata and shit like that, bro. Like he's dope, and I'm glad that he's getting the accolades that he deserves and the fucking paychecks that he deserves for sure.
Because I mean, fuck, we've been listening to Freddie Gibbs for a long time before he got put on to GTA.
GTA put a lot of people on a lot of shit.
It really did. It put him on a lot of new ears on Freddie Gibbs, which is dope. But yeah, it's so
Speaking
interesting.
of like GTA and movies, like as far as video games go, like we're getting a Ghost of Tsushima movie, which to me it's insane because that is still a very modern, brand new game.
Yeah, it's like super recent.
I don't even think it's a year old, bro. It's super
probably like around a year. Just
getting there at most. Yeah, so it's cool, and we're getting more video game movies. It's crazy because like there's always a curse. You make a video game movie, the movie's gonna suck. Video game movie, the movie's gonna suck.
It's tradition.
There's so many movies that just failed. Very few video game movies has succeeded. Sonic,
Mario Brother movies.
I actually really like the Mario Brother movies.
Jean Leguizamo, man.
Yeah, but there's crazy documentaries about how they were drunk the whole time, so they knew the movie was gonna fail, so they're just getting coked out. They're like, whatever.
That's fucking funny.
But I feel like we're getting like a lot of hope for video game movies. We got new Uncharted coming out. We got Last of Us announced. It's already casted. It sounds amazing.
And then the Mortal Kombat movie actually looks pretty fucking legit.
Mortal Kombat movie
looks
coming out
soon.
Sick. And the first one's so dope. So it's like really exciting to see like, Hollywood has not given up on video game movies, like we could be confident about it, we could figure it out, we could not be so campy about it. We're taking serious games and making them dope,
Yeah, and it's like it's cool to see that, but also like another thing I want to see about it too is which I'm liking that Mortal Kombat's doing, and I'm for sure assuming Ghost of Tsushima's doing. but I love to see like different parts of the universe within like that game world, that mythos that the game's
That's
creating.
why I was really disappointed in like Tomb Raider, the recent one, not the Lara Croft one. That was pretty good. Maybe not 2. But, like, it was literally like a clone of the fucking first of the newest trilogy from Crystal Dynamics.
So that's what I'm liking about a lot of these new video game movies that are coming out. It's not just a simple shot-for-shot retelling. You know, they can only do so much retelling a story that has so many more hours invested into it.
Yeah.
So I like these new explorations of these new stories.
Yeah, and they gotta think outside of the box. Like the video game industry, they think outside of the box. They make games that are cinematic now.
Yeah,
you know? And they also make
insane.
games that look like Pixar movies. Like it looks like if so like we were living together at our grandma's house once and we were playing video games on the TV, right? And like our grandma comes in and she's like, "Can you guys pause the movie? Can you guys pause the movie?" And we are trying to explain to her how it was not a movie. Like it was legit a video game we couldn't stop at the time, you know?
Yeah.
And like these things, like the video game company are making movies seem almost like obsolete at this point, you know?
Yeah, because people even like for the longest time, people were saying, "Oh, WoW should make a movie. WoW should make a movie," because like their cinematics are gorgeous.
And unfortunately, if you saw WoW, you're probably underwhelmed. But if you actually like play the game
and see what they are able to make,
and the story and the slow grind to actually appreciate what you're being told,
and so that's
amazing.
why, like, you know, I'm loving the fact that these now film industries are like the new movies that are coming out. I'm hoping they're good. Hoping they're good. Like, nerd culture is so ingrained now. You know, you can't get away with saying, "Oh, it's just a video game movie. It's no big deal."
It is so ingrained. I love that nerd culture is like blowing up now, and like it's so whack that we're getting like poked fun at growing up our whole lives and bullied and shit. Liking this shit when now like everyone likes this shit, you know?
Yeah, now anyone can rock a fucking superhero of their choosing on a shirt, and like no one's gonna be, "Oh, you're a fucking nerd." Because it's like, alright, dude, that's like majority people now. Like, you see people with fucking Star Wars, Iron Man, Batman, all that fucking shit.
So what I want to ask, either gaming or fandom that hasn't been represented in movie form, and I want you guys to let us know about that too in the comment section, please. Like, what would you want to see developed as a movie?
Ooh, okay. Alright. Are we doing top flight for this one?
We're doing top flight for this one.
Top flight on this one. Cheers.
Alright, top flight. Alright. What do we got going on?
Okay. So I kind of want to go more in the approach of like video games, but like different stories in them, right?
Right.
Kind of different approaches of like, you know, like I said, I really want to see different things explored.
Bring out the lore love.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for sure, I like that.
And so what I really want to see, I want to see it more as like a rated R horror movie. And this is like, will be super dope to fucking see. Either from the viewpoint of the Covenants or just from just like a planet that, you know, it's a human settlement. I want to see like a horror movie where the flood shows up.
I would love to see the origins of the flood, bro.
Yeah,
that is such a good idea.
You know, we
such a good
see
idea.
in Halo all the fucking time, like the flood is supposed to be like this thing that's traveling across planet to planet.
And now
picking
the
up
flood's
things.
kind of like expected and normal in like Halo Mythos, but when it was first released,
just the terror,
the tension, the build up, the everything, the whole, you're playing this game where you're literally like the most unstoppable person, and you're seeing all these clues and all these blood for a game that isn't bloody.
Yeah.
The only blood you see is blue, and everything red blood
Red
scattered
blood
all over
everywhere,
the place.
bodies and shit. And so it's like Halo 1, Halo 2, you felt that like defenseless moment. So I would just imagine like, what does a normal civilization look like when the biggest terror in outer space shows up?
Okay.
And so I would love to fucking see that. Just like, it's just a human settlement, and it's like, it's essentially them dealing with zombies from outer space, and like how that interaction is in the Halo world. It'd be dope to see that.
That sounds pretty fucking cool.
I feel like it'd be really cool to see like that exploration of the Halo universe.
You know what, like, okay, the first one I want to say, it's also like space opera themed. But like before I get to the action-packed stuff later, and I haven't really like thought about anything I'm about to say yet, but like I want to see more of how the Quarian race had to go against the robots, the Geth. Okay, I want to see the original plague that, you know, the Quarian race from Mass Effect had got with the Geth and how that whole fight ensued and how they built them and how like, you know, once they decided to like develop their own AI being built by the Quarian, they ended up decided to attack them and decided to be their own species and how they developed their own intelligence and shit like that.
Because it would have been cool too, because Talia's father was one of the main people in that program to design the Geth and to build them.
And then like modern, at least like the trilogy era, like Talia was like the go-to person for that kind of shit.
So it'd be cool to see like we have that direct connection with one of the characters that you love in the Mass Effect series,
and how it I want to see how the Quarian race falls. You know, a few of them survive in aircrafts and shit like that, but the race itself, their planets, like it falls from their own design. They developed Ultron and they couldn't defeat Ultron. They had to flee their own home planet with like the worst immune system in all the alien species, you know? So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so for me, my number 2 would be, it could be explored in the Ragnarok game, so it may, be jumping the gun. But I really want to see, because it's no secret now, God of War is one of my favorite games of all fucking time. But we start God of War after his wife dies. And his wife has gone through a journey to set up a whole bunch of clues that you're kind of following along the entire way through.
Right.
So I want to see, what was her journey fucking like? Because I
want to know, why is Nordic mythos always a 12 relics that tells you a story?
I don't know. That's a really good point. Every fucking Nordic film is all about that. Follow the wisp, follow this, follow that. Fucking the runes will tell you. Oh, look at the rock. Now it has a mystical blue light flowing through it. You make perfect sense in this one. You're not wrong. So yeah, I want to see why the fuck the rocks have those fucking symbols on it and everything. Yeah, how did we get here? Because his wife is supposed to be this really important character, and people either love her or hate her, depending on who you're talking about. And she's a giant, too.
Right.
Like, she has giant blood in her. And she's able to fight her way through a whole bunch of situations. What is her story? What is her journey? And it's like, it would be beautiful to kind of see, you're in the game, you're following these footsteps that you never know who the person who imprints them. So to see the actual, like, every single step being made as it goes along,
and like the way you have to learn from history and shit like that. That would be cool. That would be cool.
We're also talking about his second wife.
That is true. His second wife. Yeah, not the first one.
The first one.
Because the first one's technically on his skin.
That would be a horror movie. If they do the first one, that's a horror movie.
Yeah, that's
a horror movie.
That's the other horror movie.
We just had to get that cleared out, alright? Okay. The second one I have in mind, it's more about fandom instead of video games. I would like to see like something like, wing migration or like an animal documentary. Like, and just, when you see animal documentaries, like how they're born, how they find a mate, how they leave the coop, how they grow up, and then sometimes how they intersect with different species that they shouldn't with and how they bond together. I want to see that animal documentary with Appa and Momo from Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yes!
That's what I want. I want to see Appa and Momo and their own habitable, like, fucking worlds. How they separate from their family, how they get along together, and how they just experience the world together. That's what I want, bro. And just like they had a whole fight scene, samurai ninja shit against each other, and like a fucking, granted, Aang was high when he saw that, But like, when they're doing that with no humans around, like I feel like they'll get into some stupid shit. I feel like that would be hilarious.
That sounds like a perfect fucking short. Like, when you would watch like the Pokemon movies, the short that would have before, like 20-minute film.
And we have the Disney Plus has all these shorts coming out soon, like I Am Groot.
Fucking amazing to watch. It's just them just like, alright, getting lost in their family, finding each other, then exploring the world.
I think that would be so cool.
That would be so fucking cool. It actually legitly made me forget everything I was thinking. I'm just imagining those two just like fucking Momo just like going around and just flying shit.
Just eating fruits and picking fleas off of Appa, bro. I think, alright, so.
And it's narrated by Morgan Freeman.
It's got to be. That's, hell yeah.
Okay. That's fucking awesome, dude. That is really sick, actually. Fuck. Okay. All right. That really wiped my brain of what I was thinking. Okay.
Honestly, I come with the best I go right now. I don't have any. I'm not prepared at all for this.
So, all right. Okay. So, what can I think of in this moment?
Yeah, it'd be cool though. And like, also, you guys gotta realize, like, Appa and Momo are like the first OG airbenders. Like, they airbended before humans were allowed to bend, you know? Or at least Appa was specifically. Momo just happens to be lucky enough to have little gliders in its wings, you know?
Okay, so I'm a cheat a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna cheat?
I'm gonna cheat a little, just a teeny weensy bit. It's something that people have been asking for a very, very, very fucking long time. And for some reason, we're getting the reverse age. The thing that we don't want, you know, why we want to learn more about politics from space wizards? No, why don't we just learn about when they used to fight giant wars against each other, space wizards versus angry space wizards? I want the old Republic, man. I want the old Republic
I want the
on the
old
screen.
Republic.
I want fucking just large scale Sith versus Jedi battles, fucking ancient forms.
I'm with that because I'm a new-ish fan to Star Wars. Like, I only got into Star Wars like several years ago, you know? And like, there's questions that I had no idea and I would have never known about without asking legit Star Wars fans. Like, why are these lasers green and why are these lasers red? Why are the rebels who are good guys fighting with red laser airplanes, but they have green and blue lightsabers, and it's vice versa?
Yeah.
So like, and like the Old Republic, from what I hear, I forgot the semantics, but it explains all that.
It explains all of that, and it's also like the coolest characters. Like okay.
Oh hell yeah!
So
yeah.
like
from the Old Republic games I played, yeah.
Let me just do like a real quick deep dive. Okay, so all right, where we're at in like the Star Wars movies, that's like the tame version. Yeah, Emperor Palpatine is supposed to be like one of the strongest Sith to ever exist and to ever live.
There was so much war and crazy politics and shit going on, and poverty and how they were treating the poor and where they were living and.
Because like you don't realize the Star Wars films that we've seen, there's a lot of politics that like prevents a lot of things from happening. The Old Republic's like, nah, motherfucker, we ancient enemies, let's duke it out. It's my dick versus your dick, and whoever has the biggest dick stands. And that's how a lot of shit got settled.
Straight up, like the recent Marvel, the recent Star Wars like mythos that people are aware of is like, if there's a problem, you have to like, you know, go to a council, figure that shit out, wait, and also like deal with other politics until you get a fucking answer. This, you're just like, oh, there's a problem here. What are you doing here? Go.
Yeah, it was like
go.
It was like you and your assassin homies take care of it, or like nah, you send the Dark Lord fucking Darth Revan's ass out there to just murder whole ass armies by himself.
I would love that.
You want to see a Sith Lord eat an entire planet from space because he can force drain the entire planet to become super powerful? Bro, that's the Old Republic we talking about. Oh, I would love to see it because that's like, all right, we have the most powerful Sith or Force users in current Star Wars mythos. Cool, yeah.
Right.
But you want to see some crazy shit.
The ones who were actually like fucking dancing with their lightsabers, not just screaming and
actually showing the full fucking extent of their like Force powers.
Because granted, there were way more Force users and Sith users back then. Like before, like there were so many of them where like the battles were intense because they all had crazy fucking powers. So it was crazy. It was cool. Although it's a lot of fuck shit to go to.
Brutal fucking period.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Okay. I would like a Beethoven type movie for my pick number 3. You know, it's like, it's a whole little like family quirky thing going on, alright? Now, okay, think about it, alright? You got Rogue, you got Shadow from the Sonic universe, right? They're like, alright, Tails and Sonic and that little pink chick from the Sonic universe, Amy, collected all these cute little like babies with blue faces and shit like that, you know, and they stole all of them for some fucking crazy experiment that Dr. Eggman wanted, right? Okay, but now they kind of grew attached to them because they're babysitting them until Dr. Eggman comes out of prison or whatever, right? So now they're like Shadow and Rogue, not plural. They're actually kind of bonding with them, but you know, they have their kind of little weird powers of their own. They start to go missing, So I want the whole movie to be like, oh shit, now we gotta find what we stole. Now we're kind of bonding with them. Do we really want to give them back to Dr. Eggman? I just still don't want to fuck with Sonic. But like, you know, like, oh man, it's like 101 Dalmatians with like evil characters deciding to grow their own family of egg characters who grew up to be adorable.
So
that's what I want.
Low key, the first thing that popped in my mind was this kind of sounds like Daddy Daycare with Shadow and Rogue.
Daddy Daycare and Shadow and Rogue. That's what I want. Eddie Murphy's the voice of Shadow. He has to be like, Rogue, you lost that child?
You know, that was actually a better version than I thought you would get at Eddie Murphy's laugh.
Yeah. Not as where I wanted to, but I've never done his impression for like the first time ever online. That's not too bad.
It's not too fucking bad. I think that's a pretty good Daddy Daycare, the Sonic universe, led by Shadow Rogue. That would be fucking hysterical, man. That would be so fucking dumb. I wouldn't know what I would be watching at the time, but I would love the whole fuck out of it.
Yup, and the thing is that like the millennials who are watching it can like bring their kids. Like Sonic used to be cool. And that could be the lead up to Sonic 2. You know? Like, bro. I think it's a great idea.
And just the fact that the Chows can also like transform to either angels or devils too, which is like so it's like the scene from the I missed thing.
That sounds cool too though. Like you know, like you know, like I guess it's not as common anymore, but a couple years ago when you'd be like, you know, like, oh, my mom, I'm a dad, my parents gay. Oh no! Like now it's gonna be Shadow and Rogue. I'm a mom, I'm a dad. My child decided to stay blue, not black and red. Like, did we not raise them right?
My child never evolved.
It decided to stay good, but it still fucks with us for some reason. Yeah,
that was actually really fucking funny. All right, so kind of going back into video games, taking a little bit of echo to our Pokemon episode, just a little bit. I want to see Young Man Oak. I want to see Young Man Professor Oak.
Oh, okay.
Before he was Professor Oak, on the way to become Professor Oak. Because he's like one of the most prolific professors in the entire fucking Pokemon universe.
And so is his brother, but he's such a stoner.
Yeah, but it's like... so like I want to see that journey of like him and his stoner fucking brother just like discovering the first 151.
And like how they split to different continents. Like, nah bro, like this Raichu surfs. Yeah, but this Raichu doesn't look like a fucking goofy ass fucking anime character. And how they just rebuttal. Yeah,
and then the bro's like, but what if we're both anime characters?
I don't know. I just did that. I just saw you doing my brain thought. I gotta join on me. Okay, but like, what if they did it like Johnny Tsunami? You know, that like one of them had a child, right?
Sick.
Professor Oak had the child, right? And he goes to stay with his like brothers. Fucking in Alola, and he's like, no, Dad, like I like surfing and shit like that. I want to surf with Raichu, Dad.
Raichu doesn't. I want to be the very best of the waves.
I ain't trying to collect them all on computers, bro. Cause like Professor Oak isn't trying to collect them all. He's sending people to collect them on computers, just like Johnny Tsunami's dad, bro. Like,
fucking all that right itself. Johnny Tsunami 3 Pokemon edition.
Oh my god, that's what I want. That's what I want.
And then just to put the icing on the cake too, you need to have fucking Johnny Tsunami's fucking grandfather there, just to be a voice actor, just like a "Oi, boyo!" Because I say that shit sometimes to myself just to make myself okay. I'm so happy.
Bro, I love his grandpa's vibe, yo. He's so chill.
His grandpa's
He's so chill.
His grandpa's the best fucking
yeah,
guy, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. And to think that he was the guy on the Mortal Kombat movie who was the ultimate villain too.
He
talking
was
about movies.
Shane Tsung, man.
Bro, full circle.
That's what you call range.
Yeah, deadass, for sure. Bro, I literally had my idea, and it just like when I remembered that the uncle was in Mortal Kombat, it disappeared. I got so excited it disappeared. I forgot my upcoming idea.
Alright, so now it's my turn to stall. But also, like, it would be just, again, it would be cool to see like how like what's the whole like system to like become a professor and whatnot, or like how like Oak gets all these connections.
Yeah.
And it also be kind of cool.
And how he became one with the island, and how Professor Oak became one with like just like the science behind the Pokemon instead of this because like he's about the science about Pokemon, the brother's more about like spiritual relations and what they have to do with the world, you know. And
it'd also be kind of cool too to see like if you maybe see like, some precursors of like maybe Professor Oak kind of had some play and see of Mewtwo's existence at one point.
Yeah, maybe because like you know Johnny's dad OG like he was not as uptight in the beginning, like according to the history of that, you know, the grandpa.
Yeah.
shit said, you know. Okay, so okay. My idea now, this is like Avengers fucking like level shit, okay? Okay, so now we got this new Ratchet and Clank game where they're going to multiple dimensions and shit like that, alright? So now, what if we get fucking Ratchet and Clank and all of a sudden, you know, Ratchet and Clank split, they're going through multiple dimensions and they're meeting familiar characters along the way. So now they're starting to meet Crash Bandicoot, now they're starting to meet Spyro, they're starting to meet Oddworld Abe from Oddworld. And like though that era of platformer games just starts to collide, and once they start to realize what's causing all these multiple dimensions to start to like corrupt and go fucking crazy, somehow eventually in like fucking Marvel canon, like they somehow meet up together, and now they're all linked up and they have to fucking like save the world together, bro.
That would be sick.
Fucking imagine like Abe with the mask, he's putting that mask on, you know, and now Abe is hula, you know, like, bro, that would be so fucking dope.
He is fucking aqua. That'd be so sick. Oh.
And who's playing Abe? Jim Carrey, obviously. Who knows how to wear a mask better than Jim Carrey?
Other than the mask himself. That would be super fucking sick, actually. Right? I would love that, but there's got to be like one scene. There's got to be like one fucking scene that's just a 2D side-scroller.
Oh, hell yeah.
Every fucking one of
the
the
way
games have
Doom with Dwayne The Rock Johnson had that first-person shooter thing, that was the most epic shit I've seen in video game movies. Like, that was the first time I was blown away. Yeah. So they do that, oh my god, yeah. A live-action 2D like, side-scroller.
Just to see all of them platforming where they all come from, I'd be like, alright, give you that little touch.
I would love
nice
to see that.
Kiss. Alright, that'd be super fucking sick. Oh, okay. Alright. Now, I just want to see just like one more story in Banjo-Kazooie. That's all I want to see. And that's just like, that'd be my last one to round it off. Because think about it, okay, you know.
How are they coming back from nuts and bolts? Like, bro, we really fucked up last time. We gotta do it big this time.
I don't know, but you know, in some way they're gonna fucking pull off. I don't know how this magic is gonna work. I just really would love to see a Banjo-Kazooie like movie. Because think about it. Like, just think about the music alone.
Okay,
that fucking would be awesome to hear in like a symphony.
And imagine we got the old Rare developers to actually make the music and the puzzles and shit
and
like
the
that.
Orchestra like doing fucking Banjo-Kazooie music would
would
be awesome alone. And it's just a cool, fun universe to play around with. It's like, in a way, it's like the video game version of Shrek in terms of like the character and the build kind of thing. And it'd be cool, just like, you know, fucking, alright, let's just see, like, these two best friends have a good-ass time another time in this world.
And you know how, like, you know, friends ultimately grow apart and stuff like that, you know? Like, there has to be that montage where, like, you know, Banjo is just like, yeah, like, I see this hill, and he wants to jump, but he can't, you know? Because he doesn't have Kazooie there to glide him. So then, like, you know, like...
That's super sad.
You know, they have to learn to live without each other. And eventually, like, Banjo finds a glider where he could glide without Kazooie. And shit
but
like
it's,
that.
like, painted like Kazooie or some shit.
They learn how to grow with each other. But then by the very end, they have to link up and they know that, you know what? I could live on without you. I could live on without you, but I don't want to. We're so much better together. We're so much better together. And we can accomplish anything we want.
You know what? Thank you for writing
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Banjo-Kazooie, the story of best friends. I would love to see that.
I'm totally cool with that. I'm totally cool with that.
Just one more fun little adventure. That'd be super sick.
One more fun little adventure is the tagline.
That would be...
That is the tagline.
There you go, Hollywood. You got it right there, tied up in a bow for you.
We're fucking geniuses here. I just want y'all to know.
Y'all might have done something.
Yeah, we just So yeah, let us know like your ideas and shit like that. Do you have any ideas, Malcolm?
Yes, I have one.
Come
What's
in.
up, Malcolm?
Final Fantasy.
Come
All
in.
right, sit your ass down then.
Like.
You're talking about Final Fantasy, bro? Let's go.
Hear me out.
I want to
Just-
hear you out.
I just want to do Final Fantasy 10. Just 10. Right?
You want some monkey tails in this bitch? All right, for sure.
But
Get it?
No,
That's the wrong. I'm thinking of 12.
No,
10 is the one with the soccer game.
The soccer game, the game thing.
Yeah.
But like, I want to see before his dad disappeared. What the fuck happened? You know, I want to see that. That into where they leave us off in the beginning of Final Fantasy X.
It's crazy about 10. 10's the first one they split as a numbered Final Fantasy game, not as like a side game where it's like Crisis Core or something. You know, I think that was the first one that was Final Fantasy X, then 10-2.
Yep.
You know, they came into that game with so much lore. That's an incredible idea. I'm totally with that.
It would be dope. Hey, if Square Enix, if y'all listening,
Square Enix, remember those commercials? Square Enix.
Yeah.
When they were Squaresoft, right when they barely turned to Square Enix, they had these commercials, and I was like, we all pronounce Square Enix, but the commercials were pronouncing it Square Enix. You know? Yeah.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my one.
Tell us what you want to see. Thanks so much for watching. We got a lot more in store soon. It's gonna be fun.
The format may be changing a little bit every single episode. We're trying to like hit the nail on everything, making sure that, like I said before in the beginning, we're trying to make the best product for y'all. And some things may change. It may be a little different every single time. But once the recipe is ready and perfect, you know we're gonna try and get that as quick as
And we
possible.
don't like making you guys wait. We don't like making each other wait, you know. But like we like he said, we want to like fucking just tear the fucking shit out of this and give you good content that you will love to enjoy, and that that'll keep us so excited to come back every week.
But until next time, we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace. I love the flow of that one.